Hi everyone, we have a trigonometry modelling question here, and I personally think this is quite difficult. There's some tricky steps in here. So it says figure 4 shows a sketch of a Ferris wheel. The height above the ground in h meters of a passenger on the Ferris wheel t seconds after the wheel starts turning is modelled by that equation, where a, b and alpha are constants. Figure 5 shows a sketch of the graph of h against t for one revolution of the wheel. Given that the maximum height of the passenger above the ground is 50, the passenger is 1 metre above the ground when the wheel starts turning, and that the wheel takes 720 seconds to complete one revolution. Find a complete equation for the model, giving an exact value of A and B and a value of alpha to three significant figures. So we basically got to find the complete model. So let's start off with some of the nice, easy, low-hanging fruit, as it were. The easiest information to get is we're told that the maximum height is going to be 50 meters. So in our equation, h is equal to the magnitude of A sine bt plus alpha. In that equation there, this is going to be, we're going to have a maximum value of 50, which is going to occur when sine is equal to 1. Okay, so we're going to have 50 times 1 at that point. So the implication of that first piece of information is that A must equal 50, okay, because the maximum height is going to occur when sine is 1. So that's pretty straightforward, okay. So we found that first piece of information without too much fuss. Next one, the passenger is 1 meter above the ground when the wheel starts turning. So in other words, h is equal to 1 when t is equal to 0. So we can put that into our equation now. So the equation is h, we now know, is 50 times by sine of bt add alpha. Okay, and it's the magnitude of that. So putting in the information that we know, 1 is therefore equal to the magnitude of 50 times by sine of b times 0 plus alpha. And then that is going to be just sine alpha. So we're going to get that 1 is equal to 50 times sine alpha. So 1 over 50 is equal to sine alpha. So alpha is inverse sine of 1 over 50. And inverse sine of 1 over 50 gives us an angle alpha of 1.15 degrees to three significant figures. So we found our angle alpha. So far so good. We now know our A and our alpha. Now I think the super tricky bit is finding this B. This is the bit that I think, is really quite confusing personally. So there's a few little things I want to say here. So one of them is we've got a function here which is of the type f of ax plus b. Okay, now we need to know how to deal with that type of function, and the way that we deal with that type of function is by thinking of it as f of a times by x add b over a. Okay, which is kind of what we've got here. So in our situation, what we've got is we have got sine of b times by t plus alpha over b. Okay. Now, we don't need to worry so much about this term. We already know what this one is. We've been able to find that out already. But it's this term that we need to find out. Now, when you've got a transformation like this one happens first, okay? And this one is, it's a stretch by scale factor 1 over b parallel to the x-axis, okay? So that one happens first, and then secondly, we have this translation. So when you have a function that's of this type, f of ax add b, you take the a out, write it like that, and then this one happens first, and then this one happens, so this stretch happens first, and then this translation happens second. So how does that help us? Well, if we think about the graph of the modulus of sine, so here's our graph of the modulus of sine going like that. So that is our sine, because this is what we've got the Ferris wheel is modelled as, okay? Now you can see here that this graph is repeating every 180 degrees. So in other words, we've got a period of 180 degrees for the modulus of sine. But the question tells us that it takes the Ferris wheel 720 seconds to do one complete revolution. So in other words, the Ferris wheel is this period here, one complete revolution, is 720. Now, 720 is 180 times by 4. So what we've got is, whatever the transformation is, it must correspond to a stretch of scale factor 4 parallel to the x-axis. Okay, so we have a stretch of scale factor 4 parallel to the x-axis. So now we need to go backwards and think, okay, if what we've got in practice is a stretch of scale factor 4, what would the value of b have to be in order to produce that? Well, remember we have a stretch of 1 over b, so therefore, if we're going to have a stretch of scale factor 4, it means that b would have to be a quarter. Okay, so it means, and I think that's super tricky to be fair. So b is a quarter, because then when we've got a stretch of scale factor 1 over b, we're going to have a stretch of scale factor 1 over a quarter, and 1 over a quarter is 4. Okay, so that means that b is in fact a quarter. Okay, so we've now got our full model. So we can now say that we now know that h is equal to the magnitude of 50 times by sine of a quarter t plus the alpha that we found was 1.15, okay, earlier on. And that is our complete model for the motion of the Ferris wheel. But super tricky finding that b. But the key to it was knowing how to deal with a function of f of ax at b. We'd found this bit earlier in the question, and to do this we needed to think about a stretch to understand that that happens first, and that's a stretch of scale factor 1 over b. Then we looked at what the period of sine is, compared it with the period of the Ferris wheel in order to see what the transformation was that linked the two. And from that we were able to find out that the implication was that the b must have been a quarter. But I personally think that is very difficult myself. Okay, now that's part A done for 4 marks. Now explain why an equation of the form h is equal to the magnitude of a sine bt plus alpha plus d is more appropriate. Just 1 mark, okay? Well, the answer to that is that although the Ferris wheel starts off at 1 meter above the ground, okay? So here's our Ferris wheel, and it kind of like people maybe load onto the Ferris wheel here, okay, at 1 meter. There is a point in the motion of the wheel where its height is 0, and we can see that from our full equation here, because there's for sure going to be some value of sine where sine is 0. Okay, so at some point on its way around, the height is going to be 0, which is not going to be very good because it's basically going to be scraping the floor, or people's legs are going to scrape on the floor or something like that. So when we have the translation that they're proposing, the plus d, then that's going to be a translation by vector 0d. In other words, it's going to move the whole Ferris wheel up, so it means that there will not be a point in the motion of the Ferris wheel where the height is 0. The height will always be above 0, which means there's no danger of the Ferris wheel scraping on the floor. Perfect. Well, I hope you found that helpful. Super tricky question in my opinion. If you're finding these videos helpful, do remember to like and subscribe. That would be very much appreciated. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.